Americans also have a right to expect that their children are safe from drinking water pollution in their schools. But the Associated Press reported this year on toxic drinking water pollution, including lead contamination, in the drinking water of thousands of schools across this nation. I've asked the administrator to develop a plan to address this unacceptable threat to America's school children. I'm extremely concerned by recent press reports indicating that children may be drinking contaminated water in small rural schools who run their own drinking water systems. Now, you've stated in your opening statement you don't have the authority to intervene in that situation. Is that correct?
No, that's correct. We don't have a direct authority over those kind of systems. However, we do work with the states and communities to try to do a number of things, target funding, educational programs.
Well, I'm not interested in roundabout help. What do I have to do to make sure that you can get in there and clean up that water? Education is great, but I want action. So what do we need to do to help you be able to intervene? Ms. Giles?
Senator, the schools that supply their own drinking water, which you were mentioning, is about 10% of the schools. Nationally, as small systems, those systems are required to comply with the Safe Drinking Water Act, and it's a matter of particular attention to EPA because, as has been pointed out here, children are particularly vulnerable to contamination in drinking water systems.
What are you doing now in light of the past 8 years where not much was done, as far as I can tell? What are you doing now? And if you're not monitoring these schools, you're monitoring these larger water systems, what action are you taking on these larger water systems that service the schools?
The larger systems are required to monitor for contaminants that are regulated under the Safe Drinking Water Act, and those standards are set, certainly with children in mind. So the new enforcement approach that we announced today is intended to target the violations that we find in these larger as well as the smaller systems.
Say it again for us, your new enforcement. Explain what you're doing.
The new enforcement approach, Senator, is a new way of targeting and requiring enforcement response from all Safe Drinking Water Act systems.